Hi guys, and welcome to episode 29 of Giant Killers on Football Manager 2016, and it's the season review episode, so we'll get straight into things. Also in this episode we're going to find out if I've been sacked or if they're going to sign me to a new contract. I don't know yet, so you'll be the first to know along with me whenever we find out. The contract ends on the 30th of June, so we'll be advancing through until we get to the point where they either offer me a new contract or tell me that they're not going to be renewing my services. But we'll start with the end of season awards, really. So there's been a few players inducted into our overall best 11. Those players that have been inducted are Alessandria Calcio, who is the best of the four players, as this says here, having accumulated 30 appearances, scored 5 goals for the team with an average rating of 7.25. Ciro De Franco, Carlos Blanco and Diego Vitrino also inducted into the best 11 squad. So you can see that the best 11 as it stands at the moment is playing our 4-2-3-1 formation, which is the formation we've used the most throughout this series, with Nordi in goal, Sosa at right back, Syrian Manfran at centre back. What a great partnership that was. Sabato at left back. They were all brilliant in the first season. Then we've got Nico, who unfortunately left us at the end of last season following our relegation, and Leviso, who's still with us. Maris, Fishnala, Bonaperti, all still with us, and Marconi up top, still with us for now. End of season awards. Fans Player of the Season award goes to Manuel Maris with 55% of the vote. Despite being unhappy, not wanting to be here all season long, he's played fantastically. Goal of the season, Massimo Leviso. That's that cracking finish in the top left hand corner that I showed you a couple of episodes ago. Signing of the season, Alessandria Calcio. Understandably so, he has cemented his place in the centre midfield for us this year. And Young Player of the Season, I wouldn't say young, he's 24, that's not really young, but Manuel Maris getting that award. I'm sure Nicolo Chiazzoni will be getting that award in the future, whether I'm here or not. So, the season review, not a season really to be celebrated. We've been expected to be in the running for a playoff place, but it says there that we ultimately flat out to deceive and will be disappointed with the top half finish. We are very disappointed, finishing in 9th. We also lost in the first qualifying round of the Italian Cup to a lower league side, and lost in the third round of the Serie C Cup against Pavia. Match of the season was a 3-1 victory against Bassano, moment to forget, 3-0 defeat against Pavia. Average attendance is 2,933, which is half of our stadium capacity, and we used the highest number of players in the league with 34. So it's time now for the end of season meeting with the squad, and I'm going to calmly say that we're in a good position to be promoted as champions. Should I say that? Yeah, I'll say that. Oh, lots of people not really liking that. I'm pretty sure we can. I disagree. That didn't work. Oh dear. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so a lot of the younger ones actually thought that we could achieve winning the league, but we'll just have to see. So we've received our season injury report, and it makes for interesting reading. Lots of people injured, quite a few youth players. Of the first teamers, Giuseppe Agostinoni missing 40% of the season with 5-month injury with knee tendonitis. Mikel Fabreau missed 6 weeks, and he got 2 injuries. He missed 22% of the season. So quite a few injuries, lots of little ones as well throughout the year. So the board have set the initial budgets for the forthcoming season. We still don't know if I'm in charge yet, as I'll probably continue to say throughout the episode, but they've set the initial wage budget for the coming season at £31,500 per week and a transfer budget at £0. Just to put that into a little bit of context, we're currently spending £41,500 on wages. Some brilliant news if we do stay on. Chiazzoni has signed his first professional contract. Incidentally, he was 17 years old. His birthday was the day before he scored on his debut. He turned 17. So he signed a contract with us. He signed a contract through 2021, and I'm really excited about him as a prospect for the future. Okay guys, so it's the 1st of June 2018, and we've just received our board confidence update, which says, to summarise, the board are disappointed with your management of the team. Their biggest disappointment is, without doubt, the team's poor showing in the league. As a result, we would like to discuss this matter further in a meeting. So, being asked to attend a meeting, I assume if I refuse to attend, I will have my contract terminated anyway. So, let's go into the meeting. So he says, we're deeply concerned at the team's league performance and are keen for things to be improved as soon as possible. So I'm going to say I'll be the first to admit that things haven't gone quite to plan, but I can assure you things will improve. And he said, we're pleased that you've recognised the problem and seem intent on fixing it. You should be aware that failure to live up to the commitments you have made here could result in the termination of your contract. We hope the next meeting with you has the same outcome. So what exactly does that mean? Because my contract runs out in 29 days and I'm no closer to finding out if I'll be here next season or not. So we've had some more awards come in, and it's the Italian Serie C A Goal of the Year awards. We've got 2 players in the top 3. Second place was Messavia with, it must have been his long distance goal from earlier in the season. And first place is that goal that I showed you from Massimo Leviso, an absolutely cracking finish. So he gets the award for that. So it's time to go over the league results across the world. We'll start in Italy and we'll start in Serie A. So Juve champions with 88 points, clear of Roma in second and AC Milan in third. They're the 3 teams that have got Champions League football for next season. Sassuolo getting Europa League football along with Inter and Lazio. And at the other end of the table, Cesena, Carpi and Pro Vercelli all getting relegated. Napoli, who are our parent club, finishing in a disappointing 11th. In Serie B, Cagliari going up to Serie A as champions, very close to the top 3, a point separating them. Empoli and Atlanta getting promoted to. At the other end of the table, Novara, Trapani, Salernitana and Teramo will all be plying their trade in the Italian Serie C next season. So this is how the final Italian Serie C A table finished up after all the playoffs were finished. So as you know, Cremonese promoted to Serie B as champions, 2 points clear of Alto Adige. Alto Adige, Pavia, Albino Leffe all made it to the playoffs, but none of them got promoted. As you know, we finished 9th. Como, Pro Patria and Pergolatese have been relegated to Serie D. In Serie C B, Ternana going up as champions, 9 points clear. Gubbio, Savona and L'Aquila all qualified for the playoffs, but none of them got promoted, so we now know that the promoted team is from Serie C. And the 3 teams that were relegated from this division were Tutacchioio, which is a very cool name, Bra, enough said, and Pistoiese. And finally for the leagues in Italy, Catania going up as champions, 7 points clear of second place. Matera, who are the team that won in the playoffs. Matera will be in Serie B next season. 3 teams getting relegated from this league are Gallipoli, Martina Franca and Ischia. In the Italian Cup, Juve beat Roma 4-3 in what looked like it was a cracking game. Juve also winning the Italian Super Cup this season, beating Roma in that as well 2-1. And the Italian C Super Cup was won by Catania. Obviously that's the 3 winners of the Italian Serie C divisions. The Italian Serie C Cup was won by Matera. They won on aggregate 1-0 against Albino Leffe. So the team that eventually got promoted to Serie B through the playoffs won the Italian Serie C Cup. So heading over to Spain now and La Liga. So Real Madrid champions with 89 points, 8 points clear of second place Barcelona. Valencia and Atletico, the other 2 teams getting Champions League football. Sevilla, Celta and Real Sociedad getting Europa League. And the 3 teams that were relegated, Malaga, Elche and Real Oviedo. In the Premier League, Chelsea are champions, 9 points clear of second place Tottenham. Manchester United, Manchester City and Arsenal all get Champions League football as well, so I assume one of them has won a European competition. We're looking at that in a little bit. Stoke, Liverpool and Newcastle all getting Europa League football too. Brighton, Queen's Park Rangers and Leeds getting relegated. In France, PSG winning the league with 97 points, 16 points clear of second place Monaco, and Marseille grabbing the final Champions League spot in their league. Saint Etienne, FC Metz and Olympique Lyonnais getting the Europa League spot. Relegated from that division are Valenciennes, Nancy Lorraine and Angers. And finally, for the European leagues, the Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen actually won this, 4 points clear of second place Bayern. Dortmund and Wolfsburg getting the other Champions League places. Schalke, Stuttgart and Köln all getting Europa League football for next season, and the 2 relegated teams were Augsburg and Karlsruhe. Europa League final was between Arsenal and Hanover, Arsenal winning it 2-1, so that explains why there was 5 English teams in the Champions League. And the Champions League itself was an all-Spanish affair, the final. It was between Valencia and Atletico winning it 2-1, and it was played in the Bernabeu in Madrid. Let's just have a quick look at the stats for the season for the team. So Stefano Russo played the most games, 32 games. Maris played 34 off the bench, so 34 altogether for him. Top goal scorer was Michel Marconi, despite not having the best of seasons, still managing to score 13 goals in 21 starts. Second place was Vitrino with 9 goals in 18, that's a goal every other game, which isn't too bad. Assists, top assister was Filippo Bonaperti with 11 assists in 19 starts. Maris was second with 10 in 30. Most player of the match awards, joint top Manuel Maris and Alessandro De Vitis. Then come Bonaperti and Vitrino on 2 apiece. Most yellow carded player was Ciro De Franco. It's defenders that are mainly up there. Ciro De Franco on 9, Camigliano on 7. Most red cards for the season, Christian Sosa getting himself 2. And highest average rating, Alessandro De Vitis, of course, with Manuel Maris just behind him and Leviso just behind him. So as I've reviewed all of the leagues from last season, I had in my mind that once I'd done that, if I hadn't been offered a contract, that I was going to make a board request and I was going to ask them to offer me a new contract. So that's what I'm going to do now. It's the 11th of June. There's 19 days until my contract runs out. So we're going to go into a meeting. What would I like to discuss today? I'd like a new contract because my present deal doesn't have long to run. They reply with, your job performance thus far hasn't deserved an early extension. We want to see more out of you to warrant us committing you to a longer term deal. So I'm going to say, if you don't grant this request, I'm not certain I'll be able to carry on in my job. They've said, if you feel this way, then it's probably best if we part company. Are you sure that's what you want? Well, it's not really what I want, but I feel like they're just trying to push me out of the club. I don't think they're going to give me a new contract. But I'm going to say, I'd really rather not leave the club. I do want to work here, regardless of situations where we may not see eye to eye. And they've concluded the meeting. I almost pressed leak to press. Okay, so that didn't really go down how I wanted it to. We've got 19 days till the contract runs out. We'll just see what happens. So we may not have been offered a new contract by Alessandria as of yet, but we have been headhunted by Jamaica. But since this series is all about Alessandria, I'm going to reject that offer, which hopefully will give the Alessandria board some sort of idea to give me a contract offer. So it's the 29th of June, contract expires in 1 day's time. Haven't had an offer of a new contract, and I don't think I'm going to get one. So there's confirmation of Adriano Mezzavia's retirement. I did try to get him in as a coach, but we've got too many coaches, so that couldn't happen. We've got over 50 news items here. If one of them is not the offer of a new contract, then it's definitely not going to happen. Lots of players to release from the club as well. I actually just realised all the contracts are in fact staff members, not players. So the 30th of June may be the end of not just my career at the club, but every single member of staff, including the director of football. We've got 12 more news items to go, and it's not looking likely that there's going to be a contract offer in there. Well, there wasn't a contract offer in there, and I'm fully expecting that once this calendar turns to the 1st of July, that's going to say that I've been sacked. And the contract has come up for renewal. So my contract now no longer has an expiry date. It says I'm on a month-to-month contract. Okay, well it appears as though I'm still in a job, which is a bit of a pain in the bum because all of my staff have now left, have they? No, some of them are still here. They're on month-to-month contracts as well, so obviously it's not just me that doesn't know what's happening. Oh well, I guess that means that we'll be back for the next season then. So I've advanced forward to the 11th of July, which is the date of our first pre-season friendly, and I'm still on a month-to-month contract, so we're just going to see how it goes. That is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know if this has happened to you before, where your contract's expired and they've just kept you on a month-to-month basis. I'm really interested to know if that's actually happened or if it's a glitch in the game. So subscribe to my channel to get all my content when it comes out, and I'll see you next time.